Welcome back, everyone. Well, if you have some old bottles that can't be recycled or you don't want to recycle them, you've got a great art project for us, Tracy.
Right. I love old bottles, especially antique bottles, because the shapes are so cool. But the only problem is a lot of times they get a foggy mist in the inside or a stain from something yucky that used to be in them.
Right.
You can't get that out, especially something with a small nozzle like this. To me, it's not worth the time putting into it to clean it when you can just turn it into a really cool project. So that's the kind of bottle you want to look for. However, on this bottle, I did use one that had like a raised up word on it.
Oh, okay.
And if you just work with that, the Mod Podge and paper will cover that right up.
Okay.
So the first thing you start with is kind of just have an idea of what kind of color scheme you want to go with. And tissue paper, like this was old tissue paper in a gift box.
Right.
So recycle that and just tear that up into some random shapes. I start with big shapes because it covers more space quicker.
Okay.
And then I used an old magazine to just use as a safeguard for my countertop so that I didn't end up getting Mod Podge all over the counter or table. And you just spread that on, nice thin coat, make sure the whole thing is covered right out to the edges, and start by covering your bottle with that. And then you can look, I had some of this stuff around, but you can go to a craft shop and get the craft tissues, which are meant for decoupage. And they come in solid colors and prints. Some of the really cool ones I found lately are dragonflies on a off-white, off-brown background, feathers that look like they've been pressed, flowers, butterflies. So you can begin just covering that. Every time you put one piece over the next, the shades get a little darker.
Oh, that's true.
So if you want it to be very transparent, don't overlap too much. And then when you put that in a window, you'll have some transparency. But if that doesn't matter to you, just keep putting more and more pieces on. They can touch, they don't have to touch or overlap. You can use a shape that's like this if you want an unusual vase to put some spring flowers in.
That's a good idea.
If you want it to be functional rather than just decorative. And then to finish it off, after you've covered the whole thing with something that's easier to cover with, like the tissue paper, because it's very bendable, then you can use a piece of old wrapping paper to cut out little shapes from, because this will not, wrapping paper will not mush around the curves very easily. Tissue paper is great for that. But then the shapes that you cut out of wrapping paper, like on the purple star bottle,
very nice.
you can, of course, then apply your shapes. I also had a packet of old stamps, and I thought that was really cool for this one here, which is kind of like a nostalgic bottle with vintage stamps and labels on it. So you can go in any direction. Make them to personally represent the person you're giving it to, or their color scheme. You can go in a zillion different directions. It's way easier than what people think it is to do decoupage.
Yeah, I was just doing it right there. And this project will be on your website afternoon today?
Hopefully by tomorrow.
Oh, by tomorrow. Okay, fair enough. Anything going on in the theater we should know about?
Oh, we have a big dance recital this weekend, but it's all sold out.